Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jolene Mujica. I am the head of trends and tours at WindowsWear. Welcome to WindowsWear Live, where we take a look at the latest retail news and what's going on in our retail industry. So let's go ahead and get started with, we've got some exciting news at WindowsWear. We'd like to introduce the Mentorship program. If you are a member of WindowsWear, particularly a student member of WindowsWear, this is your time to shine. So the mentorship program for summer of 2021, we have now introduced, we are in collaboration with Coach, Kate Spade, and Michael Kors. For Coach and Kate Spade, the concept for this is the store of the future. In which you can go to our mentorship page, windowswear.com/mentorship. You can look up all of the requirements, all of the prizes, which include internships at these brands. And then our third is for Michael Kors. It's for their 40th year anniversary, Reimagine Our Store in a Healthy World. So again, these are for our student WindowsWear members. If you are a student and a member of WindowsWear, please visit our mentorship page and feel free to start working on those projects. The deadlines and all of the requirements that you're going to need, all the information that you will need is on the mentorship page on windowswear.com/mentorship. We look forward to seeing from you and hearing from you, and look forward to congratulating those winners this coming summer. All right, let's get to some news. So let's take a look at the inside of Louis Vuitton's men's pop-up store. It's complete with spring looks and a $100,000 shipping container. So if you're in the market for a luxury shipping container, you can head over to the new temporary Louis Vuitton men's store in Beverly Hills. This is just set up in Rodeo Drive to sell Virgil Abloh's Spring 2021 collection after a roadshow that saw the goods in Shanghai, Tokyo, Paris, and Miami for Art Basel most recently. The store's brightest red facade is designed to look like a shipping container from the outside, something that was the theme of the designer's men's show this past season. And for those taken by that look and aesthetic, you can actually purchase a roughly 10 by 10 foot container of your very own, emblazoned with the Louis Vuitton monogram and do not open. The containers sell for about a range of 100,000 American dollars, pricing dependent on shipping and other factors, but that can conveniently be transported by either land or sea. Now, opening on Friday for private clients only, the 1,600 square foot store in Beverly Hills is already drawing selfie stick carriers in Los Angeles and hype kids for posing for Instagram, right? They can't wait to see the windowless store from the street. And then the store will operate only at about, of course, 25% capacity during this 25% capacity in compliance with COVID regulations. This is said to be inspired, the space, by Virgil Abloh's childhood. It's also, of course, very visible that it is Louis Vuitton, as the monograms are emblazoned from several blocks away. So even if you walked past the space and didn't realize it, once you saw those that LV, you would probably know. With no natural light, interestingly, the store doesn't attempt to artificially brighten up its space. It's actually painted black. Even the ceiling, with part of the flooring, varied sizes of checkerboard black and white, but the clothes are generally very bright, with a palette throughout of red, yellow, green, colors of the flag of Ghana, where Virgil Abloh's parents immigrated from, and some blue and orange as well. Let's take a look at the inside of the space. There we can see just how vibrant that is. A video presentation of the collection shown in Paris played on a loop on a screen that takes up almost an entire wall in this relatively small space, which will also eventually which will one day become essentially a foyer for LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton's Planchot Blanc Hotel. So there are a few classic monogram pieces in the store, but all adorned with Virgil's new zombies, the cartoonish creatures finding themselves embroidered on a scarf or sewn to apparel. Snapchat is also a part of this store's functionality, with the company's logos displayed in spots as a QR code that will take a user to a special feature with the Zoom characters. The collection itself is very tightly curated, specifically around a dozen looks, from suiting to sweaters. Virgil Abloh's version of the utility vest among them. On offer as well are about shoes and accessories, and going with what the designer is thinking of pushing a seasonless collection. There are looks from previous 2020 men's collections too available in the store. The store is already pre-selling items to private clients, and the first day of private appointments is booked solid. Louis Vuitton would not comment on how the previous locations of the store had performed in terms of sales. However, we are very excited to see the possibility of this very unique and cool space in Beverly Hills. So let's move on over, take a look at what's going on in the world of augmented reality, which is very much a language that is very frequent to many brands now. Machine A has opened the cult fashion favorite Machine A has opened their own digital boutique. And the Institute of Digital Fashion, they've collaborated with them. They're launching an augmented reality store environment akin to a virtual reality store to promote the London Fashion Week collections of designers like Martine Rose and Richard Quinn. Is this the future of retail? We'll have to wait and see. We already know that augmented reality is very prominent in many people's or many brands' collections and many brands' visual presentations. This particular virtual store is a first for a luxury multi-brand designer or retailer. It was developed in partnership, again, with the Institute of Digital Fashion to coincide with London's Fashion Week, which started on February 19th. Machine A showcased their work, the work and inspiration of emerging UK designers Richard Quinn, A Cold Wall, and boosted visibility during a particularly quiet fashion month that's limited to only digital-only shows, VR, AR experiences, or digital lookbooks, right? The project was strategized, delivered, and funded by IODF. To enter, a QR code is scanned and prompts a digital rendering of a sales floor where customers can explore and view autumn-winter 2021 collections, unfurnished pieces, and personal messages from the designers sharing their inspirations or personal views on the future of fashion. The QR code is also embedded with posters and billboards across London, from Peckham to Notting Hill to Soho, where Machine A is based out of. The Institute says that the store is a very large-scale AR experience, mixing digital content with augmented reality. One nice and interesting feature is that the AR has quickly become a sort of essential technology and technological, visual for retailers to engage with consumers, and offers interaction and a sense of discovery, right? This is always very important. The rollout of 5G connectivity is also more convenient for accessibility via their QR codes, and also propels the technology into the mainstream. And independent designers like those featured in Machine A's stores are particularly in need of new solutions to get in front of consumers and customers following the impact of the pandemic and very slow rebounds globally. The solution isn't perfect. Checkout, for instance, is still being worked out with the kinks, a little clunky, but for Machine A pivot to AR demonstrates a sort of resiliency that bigger chains don't have, right? Independent shops lost 0.5% of occupied units compared with the 2.8% loss by chains in 2020. So beyond providing a practical solution to closing stores, the augmented reality can build a much closer bond between the consumer and the brand at a time when that is a very difficult thing to foster, right? There are also gaps in recreating the store experience, right? So let's see some more imagery. There we go. Without a click-through option for Machine A's consumers or customers to go from the AR portal directly to the e-commerce site where they can purchase the clothing, sales may suffer. So we're still, according to Machine A, they are still learning how to implement the functionalities so that consumers can more seamlessly purchase products. In this case, it's more about brand awareness, interaction, and creating desirability. So very unique concept, and we look forward to seeing more. Let's jump on over to see what's happening at Forever 21, wrong brand. Century 21, the department store, which recently had shut many of its stores, if not all of its stores. They're having a comeback and a rebirth. It's beginning in South Korea. So Century 21 department stores went bankrupt last year and liquidated all of their stores. During the bankruptcy process, the Gindy family, which owned, operated, and founded famous off-price chain bought back the intellectual property in November for $9 million, together with a silent partner. Now, the Gindys are developing a strategy to resurrect the off-price Century 21 department store, which always presents an assortment that, compared to other off-pricers, skewed higher toward luxury and had many European labels and a deeper breadth, and consistently drew bigger crowds of bargain hunters than other typical bargain-based department stores. Typically, Century 21 offered discounts from 40 to 65% off and up to 90% off on clearance. At its peak, it was a $700 million business, right? So to help them get back in the game, the Gindy family has recruited Mark Benitez, a former executive at Coach, Kenneth Cole, Authentic Brands Group, and most recently CAA GBG Brand Management Group. He's been named the president of Century 21 stores. Last year was particularly devastating for many people around the world and extremely hard for retail. So we have partnered with Century 21 to make a change and quickly reevaluate how they do business and how they work. What's comforting was the outpouring of emotion from all of the different sources that supported this. We're getting inundated by people egging us on, telling us you can't just let this be over. So Century 21 has plenty up their sleeve. Century 21 also drew many shoppers from overseas, specifically South Korea, adding that before the coronavirus outbreak, the Gindy family was specifically interested in expanding Century 21 abroad and had received overtures of interest from particular parties in South Korea. According to them, we went into a holding pattern because of the pandemic, but part of the reason for this restart is that we're able to grow and renew our business and introduce Century 21 to an entirely new audience. All right, let's take a look at our final story of the day. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world of social media and e-commerce. So social media giant TikTok, which is the quickest or fastest growing social media site in the world in history. TikTok is exploring their new e-commerce features, which feature to monetize viral content and ramping up competition with Facebook and YouTube. Now, marketers might be reticent, but consumers and influencers are very, very receptive to this. That makes perfect sense. TikTok challenges sent brands from Gucci to JW Anderson viral in 2020. Now, fashion may be able to better integrate their products and ads on the video sharing site this year in 2021 as the company rolls out new e-commerce and advertising capabilities. So TikTok is essentially planning on featuring features that are akin to Instagram and Facebook, which include self-service advertising and affiliate links, right? This is the idea that influencers make money on the brands that they promote. Also, in-app brand catalogs. The company TikTok confirmed to Vogue Business following a Financial Times report that the shift could spell an opportunity for fashion brands to capture the app's 1 billion monthly active users. Largely, most of those are Generation Z and under the age of 21. Now, TikTok's popularity has surged thanks to its content-based algorithm, which is perfectly tailored to users' interests rather than just content from people that they follow. So this means essentially anybody can go viral, and it gives the platform a more democratic, unfiltered edge over other platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or Twitter, for example. Now, according to a survey, TikTok advertising investment is set to rise strongly this year in 2021, with 66% of global marketers planning to increase spending. But currently, Facebook, who is the owner of Instagram, and Google, the owner of YouTube, dominate the advertising spend. Now, this latest move from TikTok makes absolute sense given the rapid increase in social commerce platforms on platforms like Facebook, right, with Facebook Shop, Instagram with shoppable Instagram, right, and others. And TikTok is exploring affiliate products, including product links for its influencer community and solutions that enable discovery with broader audiences, such as product catalogs, according to them. Influencers are an important and well-integrated part of the TikTok community, which is part of the platform's advertising appeal. Much of the market doesn't feel like it's traditional ads, right? Therefore, if the new features are done well, so that the shopping ads are fun and as a form of entertainment on the platform, this is definitely the way in which forward-thinking brands can thrive and embrace on TikTok. Leonie Hayne, named the most influential trendsetter in the autumn-winter 2020 season, according to analytics, is frequently asked for outfit credits in video comments on TikToks. On TikTok videos, and luxury brands are starting to sort of explore this with affiliate links. Lycon, TikTok fashion creator and model Denise Mercedes, also feels that the new e-commerce features would make it easier for creators and content creators to recommend to their communities like they can do on Instagram. TikTok is also experimenting with live stream shopping. A past December test with Walmart, one of many advertisers testing TikTok's growth suite of commercial solutions, was aimed at enabling businesses to authentically engage with their community. In China, live streaming commerce is expected to double more than $171 billion this year. And beyond affiliate links and live streaming, brands will be able to create, measure, and optimize their ads on TikTok instead of producing all ads via a TikTok sales representative. Now, new purchase journeys on TikTok would also strengthen influencer-based brand partnerships. If these features were rolled out, essentially you could work closer with brand partners and authentically engage with your audience and your fan base more, which could then convert into sales. Many influencers have recently seen this kind of success with brand partnerships like Amazon Fashion, Bulgari, and even Chanel. Now, some people are skeptical, right? Marketers will definitely need an education before they invest in a relatively new platform like TikTok, right? Brands and marketers need tremendous hand-holding whenever it comes to something like this grand on this big a new rollout with this new platform that isn't really that well known yet, right? We've experienced Facebook for over 10 years now and Instagram for a little less than that, but these are platforms that we are very readily available and knowledgeable in. However, if TikTok is able to provide a playbook, this could be a potential game changer. All right. So that is our news. Let's take a look at some WindowsWear member projects. All right, so we have a project from Millennium Signs and Display Inc. This is a cold wall, the brand A Cold Wall, featured at Saks Fifth Avenue in New York City. Nicely done. If you are a WindowsWear member, as always, while we're waiting for this to load, please make sure that your profiles are up to date and that you are uploading all of your projects so that you can be featured on WindowsWear Live. Over at Visual City, Visual City has worked on the weatherproof vintage window displays at Macy's, also in New York City. Fantastic work. And finally, let's take a look at what Arsenal is up to. So for Arsenal New York, they've worked with Lanvin at for their Chinese New Year capsule. collection in Las Vegas and the South Coast Plaza. So Arsenal New York was honored to help Lanvin highlight their Chinese New Year capsule collection. They worked to bring to life the beautifully designed goldfish motif of the season by creating hand-sculpted epoxy resin goldfish adorned with hand-ripped paper scales, complemented by custom-printed hanging silk lantern. So I know it is now officially March and the Lunar New Year is over, but this is a fantastic display and by Arsenal New York for Lanvin. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But before I wrap this up, if you are just now joining us, welcome to WindowsWear Live. If you are a student member of WindowsWear, I am talking to you. It is time for our annual WindowsWear Mentorship program. So this year, we have the honor of partnering with Coach Kate Spade and Michael Kors. If you are currently a student and a WindowsWear member, you can go to our mentorship page. That is windowswear.com/mentorship, and you can check out all of the details, all of the submission requirements right there on our page. Coach and Kate Spade are offering a project called The Store of the Future. All the submission requirements, the judging, the prizes are available on our page, and eligibility requirements should you need to know. And for Michael Kors, they are celebrating their 40th year anniversary, and they want you to reimagine their store in a healthy world. So those are our 3 projects this year and our 3 fantastic brands for our mentorship program. Thank you so much to Michael Kors, Coach, and Kate Spade. We look forward to seeing all of our fantastic students work, and we look forward to celebrating the winners of those internships. If you have any questions, please feel free to check out windowswear.com/mentorship for all of the information on our student mentorship program. As always, thank you for joining us. We will be back next week. Have a fantastic afternoon, everybody.